holidays. Glad you joined us this evening. I'm Shannon Bradbury, and we have lots to talk about ahead of the busy Christmas weekend. It's going to be a busy one, and in terms of weather, we have lots to talk about as well. So these are some alerts that are in place. As you can see, really stretching from Windsor all the way to Quebec and then to Thunder Bay as well. So lots in place, and that is why we are in active weather. All right, so we'll break down what is happening this evening for southern Ontario and through the overnight. As you can see here, really a lot of mixing rain as well as some snow into the higher elevations like the Dundalk Highlands. But then areas along, the Niagara region as well, the shores of Lake Erie, you will see rain. So depending on where you are and what timing it is, you may see mixing rain or maybe a little bit of snow. But if you're worried about it disrupting your white Christmas, don't worry, it's not going to be too much in terms of accumulations. So this is what's happening out east. As you can see, the snow is easing, especially for the Avalon through the overnight. And then as Saturday approaches, we see a mix for the Maritimes. And then what comes next is this system for Newfoundland for Christmas Day. All right, so this is what we're looking at for, as you can see, this is what we just showed, but this is what we're looking at for tomorrow for southern Ontario as well as southern Manitoba as well as northwestern Ontario. This Colorado low is going to bring blistery weather as well as lots of snow to those areas. And then what comes next for Boxing Day, as you can see, it moves into southern Ontario with milder temperatures as well as rain. So if you are heading out the door for your Boxing Day, if you have Christmases that day or parties, or you're going Boxing Day shopping, you want to definitely keep that in mind because you're going to need your umbrella. And it will start possibly as some freezing rain through the overnight and then into the morning hours. There's your transition for rain with the warm temperatures. To the west now we see this high pressure is pushing and really intensifying and creating lots of snowfall for southern Alberta. 10 to 20 centimeters of snow possible for the foothills. Calgary could see 10 centimeters as well through to Sunday. So Christmas, if you're looking for a white Christmas, there it is. It's going to be a white one, it looks like there. As you can see here for the BC coast, it's really easing throughout the overnight. And Saturday, Christmas Eve, looking to be a beautiful dry conditions. However, it will be a little bit cooler, but sunny, so that's a good thing. As you can see next, this Pacific front is moving in Sunday into Monday. It's going to bring wet and windy conditions for your Boxing Day. All right, if you want to connect with us, send us your photos or videos. This is where you can find us. Coming up next, we will find out the science behind how Santa can make it all the way around the world in just one night. Well, the day is almost here. Christmas weekend has pretty much arrived. This is a look at the snow on the ground really across the country. You are seeing some white stuff on the ground. Will you see a white Christmas? We'll have all those details in a second. But first, this is a look at what they're seeing for southern Alberta. This upsloping snow event with this easterly intense wind, and it's bringing lots of snow. As you can see here, I'll show you an image. If you're heading outside, as you can see there, not the greatest road conditions. This is a look at the snow totals through until Sunday. Calgary, where we just showed, you could see about 10 centimeters of snow, and then southern Manitoba down, or southern Alberta rather, down there, 10 to 20 centimeters through Sunday. So lots of snow about to fall, and we are in active weather. All right, for southern Ontario, we are talking a little bit of a different story throughout the overnight. We are seeing mixing rain as well as some mixing and then snow. So depending on where you are, you may see a combination of all three or maybe just one of those. Areas of Lake Erie, the shores of Lake Erie, Niagara region, you will stay as rain, and then higher elevations, the Dundalk Highlands, you'll likely see some snow. And then as this moves throughout the overnight east, it will target the Ottawa Valley and then eastern townships earlier Saturday morning throughout the afternoon. So freezing rain possible depending on where you are. You're going to want to keep that in mind heading out the doors on such a busy travel day. This Colorado low is brewing down south of the border, and it is targeting southern Manitoba for Christmas Day. Blowing snow. This stopped here on Monday, so Boxing Day. And as you can see, there's no snow showing for southern Manitoba, but with the snow that's going to fall on Christmas Day, and then that blowing snow possible with those high winds for Monday. So even though there's no more snow falling, Monday is not going to be a great day either. If you're heading outdoors Saturday, is probably the best day to do your driving. It will hit northwestern Ontario as well. And then as it moves into southern Ontario, we do see some freezing rain or ice pellets possible throughout the overnight Sunday into Monday. But then as Monday approaches, this transitions to rain and temperatures. They're very, very warm compared to what we're used to, above seasonal for sure. Some places will see temperatures in the double digits. So that is the reason behind the rain. So we'll be watching that to see if we break any records. But then it keeps on moving east as well. So that is what will happen for Boxing Day. If you're heading outdoors, you're going to want to have your umbrella. Well, happy holidays. Glad you took the time to join us this evening. I'm Shannon Bradbury, and we have lots to talk about really from coast to coast, breaking down the events that you can expect this holiday weekend. First, we have this quick system that is moving throughout the overnight into the early morning hours of Saturday. You can see either rain, a little bit of a mixing between rain and snow, or possibly some ice pellets depending on where you are. But then this is what's coming next. This Colorado low is really brewing south of the border, and it is going to impact mostly southern Manitoba as well as northwestern Ontario, bringing lots of snow as well as blistery, windy weather, so blowing snow possible definitely along those open areas. If you are heading out on the roads, you're going to want to stay tuned for our road report because we'll have more on your road conditions in your area. And then as you can see here, rain and snow throughout the Maritime provinces as well as Newfoundland. Really the Avalon throughout the overnight, you are going to see some tapering off. So the weather is going to taper off throughout the overnight, but then back for Christmas Day. Those details now in your Long Ranger. We have lots to talk about ahead of a very busy weekend. This is a look at the snow on the ground across the country. Wow. Looks like you're going to have a white Christmas, but will you? We'll have those details in a little bit. But first, this is what's happening for southern Alberta. You are seeing lots of snowfall. These strong easterly winds, this high pressure is intensifying, and it is creating lots of snowfall. The roads may not be the greatest. This is a look at the snow totals through until Sunday. We do have about 10 to 20 centimeters possible towards the southern areas of Alberta. Calgary, you could see 10 centimeters through until Sunday. And we have lots to talk about. We're in active weather. This is a look at southern Ontario. We do have mixed precipitation moving throughout the overnight hours, Friday overnight into Saturday morning. As you can see, it really depends on where you are and the timing of when this passes through your area. Areas along the shores of Lake Erie, you're likely to stay as rain. Niagara region, and then north of the GTA, you will likely stay as some snow, possible freezing rain there. And then as this keeps on moving through Saturday morning, east Ottawa Valley as well as the eastern townships, you could see some freezing rain as well. And this is what's happening next. This Colorado low is really developing and intensifying south of the border. It moves up to southern Manitoba as well as northwestern Ontario, and it is going to be a messy storm. As you can see, this is Monday, and it looks as though the snow has stopped for southern Manitoba, including Winnipeg. However, with all that snow that is going to fall Christmas Day and then those heavy winds, it could mean messy conditions. Lots of blowing snow possible, as well as for northwestern Ontario. Keep that in mind. Trans-Canada Highway not going to be the greatest route for you to take. And then it moves into southern Ontario for early Monday morning, so Boxing Day, and it will start Sunday throughout the overnight hours. So depending on where you are, the temperature, if you're below zero, you could see some freezing rain, but then as those temperatures creep up, they could be in the double digits in some areas, record-breaking temperatures, so that leads to lots of rain. That will ease throughout the afternoon, and then it will keep on moving east. This is what's happening in Atlantic Canada. As you can see, the mixing precipitation, the snow and the rain is moving out, but then the Avalon will see some more for Christmas Day. Thanks for joining us on the Weather Network this evening. Glad to have you. I'm Shannon Bradbury, and we have lots to talk about ahead of a very, very busy weekend. There are special weather statements in effect, really stretching from Windsor to Quebec as well as into northwestern Ontario. That is why we are in active weather. All right, so we'll start in southern Ontario. As you can see, overnight tonight, we are seeing lots of mixing, possible for freezing rain, depending on where you are. as well as just rain as the temperatures climb up. Areas in the Niagara region, the shores of Lake Erie, you will likely stay as rain, and then the higher elevated areas like the Dundalk Highlands, you will stay as snow. So depending on where you are, the timing, that's what you can expect. Conditions are pretty bad, but what we can expect for Atlantic Canada throughout the overnight, the weather we have been seeing, the mixing, it is going to ease for the Avalon throughout the overnight, and then Saturday, as you can see here, rain and mixing for the Maritimes coming up. But what is happening for Christmas Day, Newfoundland, you are going to see more weather on the way. And this is what's happening in Ontario. This Colorado low is tracking up, and actually will start in southern Manitoba rather. As you can see here, southern Manitoba as well as northwestern Ontario, you're going to see lots of snowfall as well as blistery, windy conditions. So that could be havoc if you are heading out on the roads. Keep that in mind. But as you can see here, southern Ontario, it's a different story. This Colorado low is moving in, and it's bringing milder temperatures as well as rain for Boxing Day. So Boxing Day in southern Ontario, going to be a rainy one. You're going to want to have your raincoat rather than your winter coat. In Alberta, we head to west of Canada. As you can see, this high pressure really intensifies, and it's bringing lots of snow, and lots of snow has already fallen in this area. So it's going to ease throughout tomorrow night, but these are the totals we're looking at through until Sunday. 10 to 20 centimeters there. Calgary could see upwards of 10 centimeters as well. So white Christmas, that is what it looks like. As we head to BC, the mixing is moving out throughout the day tomorrow, and for Christmas Eve, it is going to be a beautiful day. Dry conditions, a little bit cooler than what your normal is, but other than that, it is going to be dry. But then this is what comes next for BC. This Pacific front moves in, and it is going to bring some mixing for Boxing Day, wet weather as well as windy conditions. All right, if you want to connect with us, this is where you can find us on Twitter, social media, and you can also follow along with some of the stories that we are following on our website. This is a look at the wind chill current conditions for Saturday. Very, very cold. -3 in Edmonton, feeling like minus 13 rather in Edmonton, feeling like -20. So it is cooling off again. Glad to have you joining us. I'm Shannon Bradbury. We are going to break down what is happening coast to coast across the country for this busy Christmas weekend. But first, we'll start for southern Ontario, what is happening throughout the overnight Friday into Saturday morning. We are going to see some rain, possible ice pellets depending on where you are, or mixing, especially throughout the overnight. Then Monday that will taper, or rather Saturday that will taper off and then move east. But this is what is brewing. This Colorado low is brewing south of the border, and it is tracking up into southern Manitoba as well as northwestern Ontario. It is going to bring some blistery conditions, including winds, heavy, strong winds, as well as lots of snow. So in those open areas, that could be havoc on the roads. This is what's happening for the Maritimes as well as Newfoundland. We are seeing the snow easing throughout the overnight, and then Saturday, rain and a mix for the Maritime provinces, and then Newfoundland, we are going to see some systems moving in for Christmas Day. We'll have all those details in a little bit, but this is what is going on for southern Ontario. As you can see, Boxing Day, this is what is happening. This Colorado low makes its way for Boxing Day, bringing mild temperatures as well as rain. So if you're heading outdoors, you're going to want to have your raincoat ready. All right, science behind the layers of precip coming up now.